Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Malik and welcome to the channel Malak Observatory. Again, we are back. There was a huge delay in our podcasts, obviously schedules and all these type of things. We were quite busy and a lot of things are going on for skateboarding. We just came back so we can provide you with another podcast, and we will be doing it frequently from now on. That's going to be for sure. So once again, I have one of my really good friends. I know it's been like 2, 3 weeks. We haven't chatted a lot about it, but today I have again with me Ali Shah. So I'll introduce you to Ali. Ali, assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum salam, bro. It's been a while.
Hey, you are. Hey, you are. Yeah, man, it's been a while. A lot of things are going on. Balki, better what I'm talking about. A lot of things are going on. You know. So today the topic that we have decided, it's going to be a really interesting topic because I had a word with Ali like a month ago about it. We had this idea. We wanted to cover it. It's been almost more than a month now when we discussed about the financial difficulties part that we will talk about it and we will see how we can, you know, what our views are going to be because obviously in all the past podcast that we did in the past, your views and my views were quite different, and people like that stuff because they were like, one of my friends just reached me out and he said, uh, "I know you from a very long time, but the other guy, Alicia," I was like, "Yeah, uh, he looks, he sounds like a quite sensible guy." I was like, "Come on, he is a sensible guy. That's why." He is with
Thank you.
me. Yeah, and he was, to be very honest, and he said, I think he's more sensible than you are. Okay.
That's on you,
That's
bro.
I was like, no problem. If that's the part, okay, I'll take it. That's fine. And I do appreciate you, my friend. And that's the honesty as well. That's why we are doing this. I love to do podcasts with you. There are a few podcasts which were recorded and which are in the pipeline, but due to the shortage of time, we are unable to publish them. But that's okay. Let's just move and start from it. Start this one. So first of all, financial difficulty. In the last few podcasts, there were a lot of people who were saying that he should be also specifying the age limit of the people who can, can understand and see. If there was a drug use scenario, there was the
What do you
Audit
mean age
March
limit?
scenario.
Like, what
Uh,
exactly does that mean?
but when I asked this same question, I was told that once you're saying whatever you're saying makes sense. Whatever we are talking about, that does make sense. Again, it's our opinion, so we might be wrong or we might be right, but that's our opinion. But when it comes to the age scenario, their point is you should specify. When he says specify, that means what he actually meant was what type of people, what are the age limitations people can benefit from these kind of podcasts. So when this comes to, I know it's not making sense to you, but obviously,
Yeah, like quitting drugs at any age is a good thing.
absolutely,
That doesn't make any
not
sense. Like,
supporting or not supporting audit march at any age does make sense, right? That's your
yeah,
own
you
opinion.
just, you have to look at the time left on the clock. How much time do you have left? And you have to
Absolutely.
make the most use of it. There's a lot of things people do that we feel like we started late, right? But it doesn't matter. You have no other choice. So wasting time regretting something and continuing the same thing, it doesn't make any sense. I
Absolutely.
mean, you never know, right? I
Yeah,
mean, you could.
absolutely. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense. So just to be sure, let's just cover that part as well. In regards to today's topic, which is financial difficulties, mostly this age limit will be obviously 18 plus. I'm not going to talk about child labor.
Dude,
That's
it's
for
any
something
age.
else.
It's
That's
any
going to
age.
be obviously that's going to be starting from 18 till you get mature and you're allowed to
Dude,
work.
it's before 18. Okay, we'll go into this.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely. That's what I
yeah,
said. In some cases, it's going to be considered as child labor and all these scenarios. I do have something in my mind. I'll talk to you about that after this call. We will
yeah,
cover
sure.
that part as well. But for today's, it's going to be from 18
Mhm.
years of age till you die, right? Till you
Yeah.
die. Till you.
Well, for me, it's actually before 18, but I guess for you, it might be from 18.
Yeah, for me, it
That's up to
was,
you.
well, for me as well, it was before 18 because when I started my first job, I was in, I think, eighth grade. I was an RJ on an online radio. They were paying me like 2,500 rupees. I think that was when I was in seventh or eighth standard.
That's pretty
So
good. You're making more than everyone else your age.
yes, you're absolutely right. I think I started at the right time because I thought at that time that there is a need to do something. Even if I'm
Mhm.
sitting home, I don't have to go to
Okay.
any office or anything. I had a very nice setup. If I'll be able to find the old pictures, I'll send it. I'll share it with you. It was a bigger
Definitely.
table. It was a bigger table in my drawing room of my house, and I had two bigger speakers, the huge speakers, because it was a complete RJ setup, and I had a mic, I had a speaker, and all these type of things. So it was really nice at that age. I
It's a
was,
it's a better setup than you have now.
yeah, absolutely. Well, yes, absolutely. You're absolutely right. But that was really nice. I loved it. I loved it. I did that for about like 6, 7 months, and then when you are in matriculation or A level, O level, and inter type of
Mhm.
scenario, then you have a lot of pressure on studies, which is again wrong from parents' side. It is fine, but again, that's for another topic. So let's just talk about financial difficulties. So
Yeah,
what
sure. Well,
what do
so
you?
let's start with your views. What do you think?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you've been through a lot of financial difficulties.
Oh yeah, we all have, and we all will.
Definitely.
We all will be facing these financial difficulties unless or
Hmm.
until we start thinking about how we can make these things right. Because again, whatever situation you are in, 99%, I think 99% is just because of your own decisions. What do you think, Paul? Am I right?
I will say this, like, why do financial difficulties happen?
There are a lot of
Like,
aspects. Yeah,
yeah, but the major aspect, in my opinion, is that people don't start early, right?
absolutely.
For example, you waste how many years do you waste in school? You waste what? You have started in kindergarten, and then you go through the whole process. You go through A levels, O levels,
Mhm.
and then you go beyond that. You go to university. That's like about maybe 12 years of your life.
At
And what have
least,
you
yeah.
and when you get in the market, like what do you earn, right? So if you judge things by how much you are earning, right? The
Mhm.
payoff for those 12 years invested, that's an investment, right? From your
Absolutely.
parents' side, that's an investment. From your side, it's an investment. I mean, studying isn't always easy. You
Mhm.
spend countless hours of that. For example, you can compare it against a job. If you work 12 years in a job
Yeah.
and you had saved up money, while in this is the peak portion of your life, you're living with your parents, you have no expenses all these years, right? And then you can save up a decent amount of cash. Compare that to what you get when you graduate, right? When you graduate, you're worth minimum wage in the market. And this is not just for this country, this is all over the world. You're
Absolutely.
worth minimum wage, right? So those 12 years of education, they basically amount to $12 an hour, or even less. In this country, it's even less. 35,000 rupees. I know a graduate that graduated from UCP in accounting, a bachelor's, he went to master's, and then he got a job as an accountant for 35,000.
Yeah.
So if you do the spreadsheets analysis on this, it's a horrible investment, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And when we're talking about this scenario, I'll also add up one story, and that is going to be when I was in my, because I'm a dropout, right? I dropped out, and it
So
wasn't
am I.
like absolutely we both are dropout. We don't care about it. The thing is, when I was in university, I was in FC College, FCC,
Mhm.
Former Christian College University. I was there. I was studying, and it was almost, I think it was my third year, or I think that was the fourth year. I don't even remember it. I quit studies just because, do you know why? Because I was doing media studies, mass communication. And when the
Mhm.
internship time came, I was just thinking that internship we were getting paid for like 12,000 or 13,000. And I was still working in the call center industry at that time, and I was making 45,000. So you see, there is a huge gap in between. Once you were on the other side, if you start internship, you are getting 12,000 or 13,000. Let's say 15,000. Let's just make it a base, 15,000.
Okay.
How many years will you work there to reach 45,000? At least 2 to 3 years. At least,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And just imagine the fact, if you're earning more than 3 times more than your internship, why don't you work on it and work on it and work on it? And once you spend 3 years there, then you will be making somewhere like 100 or 60 or 70. But on the other side, you will be
Mhm.
still be making like 35 or 40,000. So you're absolutely right. It depends on the age you start, and it depends on your decision as well. When I say decision, I would like to add one more thing here. When I say decision, that is there are a lot of scenarios in your life where you are stuck at a job, right? Or you're doing
Hmm.
something, and you think that this is not the right time to switch. That one step which you are not planning to take, you wanna take that step, but you are hesitant because you have bills, you have to put food on the table because obviously at the end
Hmm.
of the day you are a man. You have your task is to provide, right?
Hmm.
So you are hesitant in taking these type of steps. That what if I take this step? What if it doesn't work out? What's going to happen then? Because you have bills to be paid, all these type of things. So these are the things as well. That's why I am stick to one thing, that is your financial difficulties is just because of your decisions. When you say it's
Hmm.
about the early stage, you have to start early. I agree to some extent, but majorly I'll say it's about your wrong decisions. If you're stuck at a job and you're just making some money out of misery, you are being, uh, you've been called like names, you've been, you know, it's it at the end of the day, at the person who has hired you, he keeps on saying, or she keeps on saying, whoever your employer is, he keeps on saying that it's your fault. So, I mean, like, how much you can digest, how much you can take it. All right, if it's your fault, if it's my fault, let's just take an example. I'm not pointing out anyone, I'm just giving you a scenario. All right, if it's my fault, okay, I take it if it's my fault. If I'm unable to do something, then I'm gonna be a biggest stupid or idiotic person in my whole life or in anyone's life, that I'm still stuck to that space, still being, bullied, or you can say mentally tortured or all these type of things, but I'm still not leaving it. Why is that? Because I have an idea that financial difficulty will be there if I switch my job. What do you think about
Hmm.
it? Is it a right point or not? I think it's right. That's the reason we don't
Well,
switch or take risk.
the thing is that the market decides your value, right? Or the market will tell you, they'll pay you what you're worth. Okay.
Absolutely.
So if you're stuck in a job and you can't find anything better, that that's your worth. You got to upgrade your skills. You got to do something else because the market is a mirror, right? It's a mirror to what you are. And,
Absolutely.
some people definitely, I mean, if I know I've earned this much in the past,
Yeah.
and do you think I'm going to go for a lower pay? I'm definitely not going to go for a lower pay because I know my value and the market knows my value. I can easily find a job with the same pay or maybe even higher, right? So
Absolutely.
it's really the market that decides. And people that are stuck in their own jobs and they're taking this abuse and stuff, that's the market value for them, and they need to. I mean, it's kind of sounds harsh, but that's just the reality of
Yeah, but
life,
that's
right?
the reality. Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
you got to
also,
upgrade.
yeah. Also, one more thing to add here. There were a few scenarios. I've seen a lot of my friends, not a lot of, one or two out of them. I have seen them that their skill set is like let's just take an example. I know a person who's making about like it's I'm not going to take his name, and one more thing, I'm not talking about myself or yourself, just saying a friend of mine, he was making like 50 55 or 60,000, let's say 50,000. He was
Mhm.
making 50,000 a month, and the company in which he was working, he was getting a really tough time. Like the owner of the company
Mhm.
always was yelling at him and always doing all these type of scenarios. And when I had a word with him, this happened like 2 weeks ago. I had a word with him. I told him that if these are things happening, listen, if you are to earn money, that's a good thing because you have to provide. But there is no self respect in what you're doing. How could you justify your self respect against the money you're making? And he took this suggestion and he started looking for a job. And the person who was making 50,000 for the last 2 years, who was being, mentally tortured, getting abused, getting yelled at, all these type of things. How much do you know he got? Do you know how much does he got in another call center?
How
He's
much?
he's making 275.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. He owes you some. He owes you a nice treat.
Yes, he did. Absolutely. But the point is, he was hesitant. He was
Hmm.
afraid of taking the risk. Right now,
Hmm.
it's been, I think it's the third week he is on that job, and he almost got his half of the salary. So a person who's making 50,000 and was being bullied, mentally tortured, yelled at, abused, getting abused for those things which he doesn't have anything to do with. And right now,
Hmm.
he is making 275,000. So that means, again, my point, I'm still stick to my point. That is, it's your decision. First thing is your decision. if you're taking the decision in the right manner, if you're just, if you're just afraid of it, I think you're just wasting yourself. If you're not trying to take risks, obviously there is a difference between risks and idiotic scenarios.
Oh yeah, you know what I would say is that if you're in a job, always look for another job, even if you get a good paying job, because you can use this job as a platform to launch. Even if you haven't done anything yet, you get into a better role, management role or something. You can put it on your resume that I'm a manager. I work here, and that instantly increases your value. And switching jobs is not a sin; it's a good thing. Switching jobs because that increases your value in the market. More people know you, more people have worked with you there. Even like for example, I recently worked at a different industry. I had never had no experience, and I worked there for about a year or so, and then I started getting references. People were saying, hey, can you come work with us because we see you work with this industry. So don't be scared to change your jobs or industries and that kind of stuff. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's how you put value in the market. The more people you interact with, the more people know you, the more employers know you. That's more of your network, right?
Absolutely. And
And
at
of
the
course,
Yeah. And at the end of the day, the major concern, since let's be open here, you're working in a company, I'm working in a company. We have our bills to pay, right? We have
yeah.
to,
Last
and
time we were working in the same company.
yes, we were. We were working in the same company. We were colleagues at that time, but whatever the
Now we're
circumstances,
strangers.
no, we were never strangers, asshole. We were never strangers. So the thing is, one of us took a decision and moved to another company, and now he is, mashallah, making very nice. So the thing is, again, it's about the decisions that you make, about how
Okay,
much you
you
want
know
to make.
what? Like, okay, yeah, decisions definitely play a role, but I want to tell you that for like the years that you have that you don't have any responsibilities, you got your whole 20s, right? You got your whole 20s, you got your late teens. That's the time to take your risks. That's the time to start a business, do this kind of stuff. Because now that I'm married, this kind of stuff, it's a lot harder because I got to think, I have mouths to feed, right? I got kids and this kind of stuff. It's a
Absolutely.
lot different. So when you're young and when you have disposable income, in fact, I think most of your income is disposable. Not a lot of us are supporting our families at 20 years old,
Mhm.
up till 25.
Yeah.
It's all disposable. None of us have rent to pay, right? So you can easily try to start a business, put your investment somewhere, take risks, but instead we waste our time on education, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm not totally against education, but I just think that these stupid degrees like business have no value in the market. And I think that even like for example, I know a property dealer who's a multi-millionaire.
Mhm.
He has put his son out of
Mhm.
school so he can put his son into property dealing. Now the guy has his own office, he has his own setup, and his
Yeah.
the son's colleagues who are still in school, they're going to be out of school so by the time they're out, this guy already has 6 years a head start of those guys, and plus he has a base from his parents. So he's gonna go to the stratosphere. He's gonna go in space. These guys are not gonna be able to catch up with him at all. They're gonna have to learn everything from scratch. So that's what real education is. Education really is supposed to give you experience, but it doesn't because education is just nowadays it's all theoretical. It has no basis in reality. Like in the past, education used to be apprenticeship. Apprenticeship means like even here we have an ustad who teaches someone, for example, a wood carpenter, right? You have to work on woodcraft, and they have and they teach them from a young age, and the market be a carpenter like these guys. I can't go and be a bike mechanic or something else because those kids are going to be way better than me, right? And they're going to have tons of experience that I'm never going to have, right? So that's how real education is supposed to work. You're supposed to do like you're ideally your father is supposed to be your teacher, right? Like if your father runs a business, if your
Yeah.
father has something, like that's how the guys who are at the top got at the top. For
Correct.
example, none of us have investments in stock market, right? None
Mhm.
of us do. Most people I know don't. But did you know Warren Buffett's his father, and this guy's like 90 years old. His father was a stockbroker back then, like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
These guys, this is how generational wealth is built. You teach your kids these skills that you've learned through your hard-earned experience and you pass them on. That's the real wealth of a family. And that's how you grow your wealth. And education cannot replace that at all. At all. Nothing.
Correct.
And even if you don't have a business to pass on to your kids, I've learned enough how to make money. You've learned enough how to make money. You've learned about the market that we can tell our kids these things in when they're young, because these rules don't change. They're all the same, right? The market has been the same for thousands of years, right? Obviously, there's different products and stuff like that, but the market
Yeah,
is the market, and
absolutely.
value is value. And we teach our kids what the market's like and how to build value so that they don't end up facing these financial difficulties. Now, this guy who
Absolutely.
I'm talking about, who's a real estate broker, right? Who's working for his dad, he's getting that experience that none of us have access to. We can't pay for this experience, right? Because what a father teaches his son, it's priceless. He's not going to teach
Absolutely.
us to his son, right? And this is priceless knowledge that this kid has access to, and we can never, get that information. And even if he doesn't have his company anymore, this guy can go in the market and make a couple million easily because he
Easily.
has those, yeah, because he has those skills and the knowledge and the
Skills.
network. So
Absolutely.
that's what it's about, and that's
Yes,
why.
I totally agree. You're absolutely right here as well. And on the other side, Ali, there is another thing. I see when we talk about the education system. I'm not going to go into the major details. Just going to add up one thing. That is our education system that never teaches us how life is going to treat us. Right?
Dude, they don't teach you about taxes. They don't teach you about, health, weight loss, this kind of stuff. They don't teach you about anything important. They'll
They
and let me tell you, bro, the teachers teaching you, they're not really successful themselves. I'm very sorry, but if you're
That's the truth.
if
That's the truth.
you know,
Absolutely.
yeah, like if I'm getting into a course for real estate brokerage, and the guy is a teacher, he doesn't have a portfolio, he doesn't have a couple of investments, couple million in investments, then what kind of person am I learning from? And there's nothing bad on him, TK. But if you want the best education, you're not going to get it in the schools. You're going to have to go work for these guys. You're going to have to,
Right.
be friendly with them and get that information.
Right. Absolutely. I agree to that part. And secondly, being a son of a millionaire and consider yourself as a millionaire, that's the best kind of stupidity that I think
Oh
about.
yeah. Yeah. Like again, there's two sides to this coin. Some guys have a drive in them that they want to they want to win, right? Some guys just have that drive. It's in their blood. I call it fire blood, right? It's
Yeah.
in their blood, and they have to win. They have the competitiveness. Some guys, their fathers had it, and then they get lazy. So again, you have to be careful. Teaching your kids, like again, these families, right, in our country, most of these families are probably gonna drop off at some point. I'm talking about these Habib banks and these
Mhm.
big corporations.
Yeah.
At some point, they're going to drop off because the kids are just going to get lazier and lazier and lazier, unless they have a culture in place that
Right.
teaches that hard work, the work ethic, because that's irreplaceable, right? Now, if your father's a millionaire, you want to impress your father, you want to make yourself worthy of being his son, and you
Right.
want to say, Dad, I can do better than you, right? In a nice way. Say, Dad, you're from this generation. I know the internet. I know this. I can make these kind of sales, and you just watch me win, right?
Correct.
And the other side is that they get lazy and they don't want to do anything. That they spend all their money on cars and stupid stuff and just waste their time.
Mhm.
But let me tell you this, bro. No matter where you are, where you are, as a man, your respect is the currency, right?
Absolutely.
Currency for men is respect. If a man has no respect, then a man really, is at the bottom of the social hierarchy, right?
Correct. Absolutely.
And any man that's respected, right, in his household, in anything, and that's usually linked to finances. I'm not saying that it's all about finances.
What a major
Control
part.
of your
What
environment,
major part is the financial situation as well.
because you have to be in
Yeah.
control of your environment. Look, if my kid is not in this country, I want to go to another country and get that medical treatment. That's me being in control of my life and taking care of my loved ones, right? And that's my personal goal. I want to be in complete control of my life where I don't have to answer to nobody. And that should be everyone's goal. And that's the first thing a father should teach their son. Hey, kid, listen, you're my son. This, uh, that's slavery. There's a modern term of slavery. Okay.
Absolutely.
I want you to be your own man. I want you to control your time, because I'll tell my son this. I'll be like, listen, there's a cost to life. There's a cost to life. You don't know it yet because I'm paying. You get out in the world, you're going to have to pay for this shit yourself.
Absolutely.
And no one's going to pay for it for you. Okay. So there's a cost to your life. And unless you buy back your time, unless you have enough money to buy back your time. It's really about freedom. You're going to be answering to people. You're going to be taking calls. You're going to be saying, hey, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to do this. You're going to be apologizing to people you don't like. You're going to be being nice to people you don't like or you don't want anything to do with. And do
Absolutely.
you want to live that way, son? I would say no, right? And that is what the first thing I will teach my son, you know?
Absolutely, and that's and the all these points which you have shared are really powerful and strong points which every father should be teaching to his son, his daughters, or anyone. I mean, like that's I'll call it homeschooling about life, right? Because everyone can teach you the manners. Everyone can teach you what Mutalia Pakistan or Pak study says, what is written in your
Again,
Urdu
bullshit.
ki kitabein exactly, and what is written in your all these type of
To do with the average man.
yes.
Politics is a it's they should tell you this. Listen, guys, politics is a rich man's game. Unless you're a
Oh yes.
multi-billionaire, you're not going to make a difference. That's
Uh,
just the way it is,
there
right?
is
You're
there
not.
is a there is a poet, I think his name is Anwar Masood. He says a common man has no right to discuss politics, and he's absolutely right.
Yeah, you can talk about it, but you're wasting your time on it. I mean, like it's a game for rich people. It's a
Yeah,
game for these
absolutely.
multi-billionaires, and they like to make people waste their time
Correct.
and their energy, to they just use you to get them elected. But that's a different discussion.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
absolutely. That's we wanted to do it. Remember we wanted to talk about democracy, but we stopped
Mhm.
discussing it. We didn't want
We
to
can we
discuss
can do
it.
that next time, dude. We can do that
Yeah,
next
yeah,
time.
we can do it next time. But at that time, there were a few reasons because of which I stopped doing that. You know what I'm talking about, right? And that smirk I saw on your face, I know you know what I'm talking about. So on the other hand, what do you think, Ali? How to overcome or fix these financial difficulties? Because financial difficulties are totally depending on different people. Everyone has their own difficulty. If a person is making now there are steps. If a person is making like 30,000 and he's okay with it, he doesn't face it. He doesn't see that as a financial difficulty. If someone is making like 100,000, his difficulties will be different. If someone is making like 200, his difficulties will be different.
Well, again, 230,000. These numbers don't really mean anything
Absolutely.
because it really depends on your freedom, right? Do
Right.
you want complete control of your time or do you not care about your time? Do you want people paying you pennies for your time? Because no amount of money is worth your time.
Absolutely.
These billionaires try to buy a second of some billionaire's time. Try to buy a second. Say, hey, listen, I'll pay you this much. They won't agree to it because it doesn't because they reached a point that money doesn't matter. Time matters
Absolutely.
more. And
Time
as you get
matters.
older, you'll learn this, right? And that should be the goal of every young person, every old person, no matter where you are in life, is your freedom. Because even if you're like in your 50s or something and you're not free, do you want your kids to continue down that path? Or do you want
Never.
to leave them with something so they don't have to go over that same shit again, right? And this is the problem. This knowledge isn't passed down through families. Fathers are not telling their kids the reality of life. We give them
Correct.
cartoons, we give them this, and we pay for their living expenses. They have no idea that this is the expense of life, right? They
Correct.
have no idea. And as a result, they're unprepared when they go into the market and they see how rough the world really is, how tough it is to get a penny out of someone,
Yeah.
how tough it is to
Absolutely.
get go on the street and ask for someone for like 10 rupees. I doubt they'll even give you that. You know why?
Correct.
Because they've earned that money with their time, right? They've earned that money with their time. Why should they give you that 10 rupees? And that's how the world works. I mean, it's a very tough world out there, and we send our kids unprepared. I don't know what the hell this old generation is thinking, but it's disgusting.
Absolutely. I was about to make the same point which you made that you see, there are still parents. I know them, I meet them, I see them, and no disrespect to anyone, right? But
Mhm.
their point is that if their kid, their child, like daughter or son, if he's not good in studies, he won't be able to make good money.
That's the
Like
dumbest thing in
that's
the world.
absolutely that's the dumbest thing in the world. I mean, like I do have a younger brother, right? And you haven't met him, but you have heard a lot of stories about him, Aram, right? So I have never, as being his elder brother, I have never, and till this date, till this second, I have never, you know, placed anything on his shoulders. I always told him, do whatever you want to do, but keep one thing in mind: making money is not that easy. So you got to be prepared. You should be having one skill which you can cash out. And this brings to another point. One thing this came in.
Let me interject
Yeah, yeah,
something
yeah,
here,
yeah.
bro. Okay, I'm not too religious, but religion, the older I get, religion makes more sense to me, right?
Absolutely,
It says get your kids married young. So when
absolutely.
you're married young, when you're 20 years old and when you're married, you have a wife, you know, I that responsibility is automatically on your shoulders.
Correct.
Automatically you realize that, you don't become a kid anymore, you're a man. You realize I got to look after this woman, I got to look after my kids, and automatically the maturation process happens,
Absolutely.
right? So again, and we let our, we let our kids, get married when they're 30. They wasted their entire 20s. They've done nothing. They just smoke weed and, there's partied and stuff like that. They have nothing to show for themselves, right? And
Right.
we've made the same mistakes, right? A lot
Yeah,
of times, right?
a lot of
But
times. Right.
again, yeah, definitely. But as a man, you have to have respect in this life. And if you don't have respect, it's not going to be a fun existence. It's going to be a disgusting existence. Okay, you're going to be at the bottom, and there is no price to pay.
Mhm.
There's a quote I read somewhere online. As a man, there's no price too great to pay for success, because
Correct.
men are success objects. We have to win. If we don't win, we have to keep trying until we
Absolutely.
die.
Until we
Okay,
die.
and
Right.
that's exactly, and that's just the way it is. Because I don't want to be a quitter. I don't want to be a guy that settles for the bottom of the food chain, saying, "Hey, I'm okay here." No, I'm not okay here. You know,
Absolutely.
I, who's my boss? I can be better than my boss. Give me a few years, give me a couple of hours, of a skill, I'll definitely beat him, someday. That's
Correct.
the mindset you got to have.
Yeah.
You can't be under someone and think that, oh, I'm not going to overtake this person. That's not the
You
way
can,
to
you
live as a
can
man.
obviously. If you are a loser, then you can think that I cannot beat this person. I mean, like not physically beating. I mean, like just beating him in regards to status, in regards to work, or anything in regards to
It's
wealth.
not just about status, man. It's
It's
about
it's about a lot of
being in
things.
control. Right
Absolutely.
now,
Yeah.
that boss is in control of your time, right? And you want to be at a point where you're in control of other people's time, right? And you're in control of your 100% control of your own time.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be,
I
right?
just
You know,
wanted to add one really quick thing here. I know it might not make sense, but you will understand what I'm talking about. Since I have another YouTube channel as well for gaming, right? Uh, a lot of people, thanks to God, the channel is going really great. It's going good. People look up for the channel and everything. So the thing is, a lot of people they wait for me to start the live streaming, and whenever I am late and they wait for me, I feel really bad. I don't know why, but I feel really bad that this guy was waiting. Let's just take an example. I tell them that I'll be doing live stream at 11 p.m. Right, and if I'm doing the live stream at 11:30, so there will be a lot of people who will be waiting for me from 11 p.m. till 11:30, and that feels bad that they've been waiting for me. That's really bad. But when we wait for our bosses or for anything like that, don't they ever think about all these type of scenarios that yes, there is a person who's working for me, he's been waiting to discuss few things with me, and all these type of shitty scenarios. So
no, you know why? Because he's paying for your time, so he can make you wait as long as you want. He can make you wait for hours. He can make you work overtime. He can make you,
exactly,
so it doesn't matter to him, right? So again,
exactly,
listen, I'm not saying bosses are evil or anything. I'm just saying that
it's a
when you're
norm.
not in control,
Yeah,
of your time, you feel like shit, right? You
absolutely.
feel like total shit. And that is a depression that carries forward.
Correct.
And, the only thing that gives some people, again, people that want to win, gives them hope of the day is that, hey, listen, man, I'm working this job, but on the side, I'm working on something else, right?
Correct.
And that's where my energy is going. I'm doing the bare minimum in my work, right? I'm doing the most I can so I can fulfill his requirements, whatnot, because I have a family to feed. But
Correct.
on the side, you're working on something else, right? And
Absolutely.
that you need a purpose, man. You need a purpose that can wake you up every day, that makes you, because the worst thing is waking up every day and going to work and coming back and going to work and coming back, and that's it. When you don't have a purpose, you become robotic, and it just
Absolutely.
kills you from the inside as a man.
Yeah.
As a man, man, you are made for more than this, and men naturally are made to fight and conquer and lose and win and lose and win. This is the cycle we go through. But you know what? I'd rather be a man that loses 100 times than doesn't even try at all, right?
Absolutely.
Because I want stories to tell to my kids. Hey, listen, kid, maybe I didn't make it. Maybe I don't have anything to give you, but I have all this experience that I've gained from my fighting in the world that I can pass on to you and tell you exactly what to do in life, right? And these
Yeah.
stories, that's what you want to tell your kids. They want to remember you by your stories. They don't want to remember you as a guy who worked at McDonald's or worked at KFC and passed out burgers. No,
Yeah,
they want to see a
absolutely.
guy who took risks. They want to see a guy who fought, lost, fought again, and never gave up. Because that never giving up thing, changing your strategy, never giving up, continuing on down the path, following your dreams, that's what matters. And that's what really should give you that energy you need.
Correct. So the first success story a child should be watching or taking an example should be, according to my view, should be his father, right?
Yeah, he
Or
should emulate
not,
his father.
if it would not be a success story, at least it should be a struggling story. That yes, I did that. I tried this.
Dude,
I failed. I did that again.
there's a billionaire and he's born into wealth. He has no characteristics that are admirable, right? There's nothing to learn from him. There's
Yeah,
nothing to learn,
absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
And if there's a guy that's working like 2, 3 jobs and he's trying to start a business, he's doing different things,
Mhm.
that's a guy you can learn from because he has that integrity, he has that, the charisma, that sales ability, he has that, drive in him. That's something you can learn. And that cannot be taught, right?
Correct.
That's something that circumstance might teach you, or it's something that you got inside from the start, right? And listen, man, if your kid is sick and you have no medicine, are you going to stand there and you can't afford medicine? No, you're going to go out medicine, and that's the desperation men need to win, right?
Absolutely.
And yeah, without that, you won't get anywhere. You got to be desperate. You got to be angry, man. You got to be pissed. You got to say, listen, these motherfuckers lied to me my whole life. They lied to me. They want me to lose. They want me to lose. They want me at the bottom. And I can't let that happen because I'm more powerful than these motherfuckers. I'm more powerful than my boss. I'm more powerful than these guys that tell me, oh, I can't do shit. No, I'm better than them. And that's
Yeah.
how you got to be.
Because if you will not be having this type of mindset, then you will
Dude,
always be stuck, right?
like, I don't know how true this is, but the story took her to the hospital and she was sick. That really changed him inside, right? That's the story I heard. I don't know how true it is, but these stories are common in a lot of people. A lot of
Yeah,
people
yeah,
that made it, these stories are common. They couldn't watch their loved ones get sick because as a man, it's all on you. It's all on you. Everything's on you. No one
absolutely.
owes you shit, and no one's gonna give you shit.
And no
And
one is going to care
empathy
about it. No one is going to care about it. Whatever you do, no one will
even
give a
a
flying
thing
fuck.
in the male psyche. There is no empathy. There's win or lose, and that's how the world sees you, and that's how you got to be prepared for, right? That's how
Correct.
women see you. Women look at a man. What do they want? They want a guy who's confident. They want a guy who can take care of himself. They want a guy who's not a fucking slave, right? They
Correct.
slave to his emotions, slave to his, impulses. They want a guy who's in control of everything, of
Correct.
control of his life, control of his time. That's what's attractive to a woman, right? And that's what society expects of a man. And
Absolutely.
uh,
Yeah.
and there's no and let me tell you, bro, there's no sympathy for men. If a man is struggling on the street, if a man is dying, people really won't care because he's a man. And if a woman is crying, oh, the whole world will come to her aid. And that's just how life is, and you can't fight it. Children and women have that preferential treatment. They get love for free. Men don't get love for free. We got to earn every ounce of
Yeah.
love we get from someone. Maybe our
Absolutely.
mothers might love us, but again, we're her children, right? But even our fathers, they won't love us for free, man. Like my father, he expects stuff from me, and sometimes he doesn't talk to me for months, right? Because he expects me to be a winner, to earn his respect. And that's just the way life is, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. And
So again,
obviously, we are
mhm.
working. We are in the process of, winning. It's going to take time, but it's that dream will only die when we kill it with our own hands, just like sticking to one place, right? The sky is the limit. People don't take it serious. And there is a millionaire who there's a quote. I don't know who said it. You might know it. If your source of income is your only job, then you're one step away from poverty. Correct?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You got to
Yeah, and
have
that's
multiple
absolute.
incomes. Bro, it's just that you gotta hustle. If you have a dream, you gotta follow your dream. If you got some business dream, you gotta do whatever tells you that bothers you, that eats you from the inside. Go do it. Go work at a job and at the side, work on that thing. Because
Yeah,
after 5, 10 years or something, and you worked on that dream, even if you failed, you'll at least have stories to tell, and your character will be different. Working on
absolutely.
something every day, bro, it's hard in the beginning, but it's something that's absolutely rewarding.
Correct.
Ask any guy
Absolutely.
who goes to a gym every single day, and to a newbie like maybe yourself, you might think the guy is crazy. He's going forward to going to the gym because that's his dream. He wants to have that physique. He wants to have that energy. He wants to have that level of confidence. That's his dream. That's what he wants to do. And he's doing it. People are doing a lot of hard shit, but it wakes them up in the day.
Yeah.
And there is no comfort for a man, bro. There's no comfort. There's no time off. There's no days off. And I mean, this sounds harsh. It sounds very harsh. But go in the world
But
and
it's the
and see.
reality, yeah. But
That's the
it's
reality.
what we see every single place. It's not
And
only
the,
about Pakistan. It's about everywhere in the world you go, you see this.
Of course, bro. It's
Yeah,
actually
it's
more in the
everywhere.
world. In
Absolutely,
Pakistan, we're competing with Pakistanis. If you go in the US, you're competing with Chinese, you're competing with Indians, every single one in the world is going to the US. It's actually tougher there, right?
absolutely, yeah.
So,
Yeah, there are a lot of things going on. So, well, this it's a really powerful decision. I want to continue more with that, but again, I have to keep time in mind as well. So, what do you think? What are the things that people should keep in mind about these financial difficult? What they can do? Let's just take an example. If a person is working in a call center industry, right, and he wants to
mhm.
earn more, and he's not even getting more opportunities in that specific call center or that specific job. So, what do you think? If we start working on Fiverr, Upwork, or all
Oh
these
yeah,
type of
that's
freelancing
that's
stuff,
always
that's gonna
that's
be a
always that's always an option. And I would always say this: hey, wherever you work, man, just especially in sales. Sales is a skill that, like, first of all, I used to be an introvert before I entered sales. I never used to know how to talk to customers. I used to be very
Mhm.
shy. I never used to, have that weight in my voice, right? That where I can convince people. But if you're working in sales, it's a good thing if you work really hard, because
Absolutely.
sales, like I would, like again, data entry, bookkeeping, live chat, that's all bullshit. You don't have to work hard on that. But sales is a skill that will serve you your whole life, and it will help you grow your business whenever you have a business. It'll help you get jobs. It'll help you pass interviews. Be the best salesman you can be, always.
Absolutely.
That's the general
Correct.
rule.
Yes, absolutely. That's absolutely right. And secondly, when we talk about, other freelancing, see, if there was one job you're doing and you were giving your 9 hours a day and you were making X amount of money and you were, paying your bills and getting everything sorted. But at least you need something for yourself. You need some savings. You need to, see things from a different level. So I would suggest all the young people, because I know a lot of guys who were asking these type of questions that we are doing this job, we're making this much money, but we want to be, making more. We're getting more options as well. So what do you think? We should be going to
Mhm.
Fiverr. We should be going to Upwork. So my suggestion for those people is going to be that do take a look at Upwork, do browse
Okay, I'm
Fiverr,
gonna say
do
something.
browse
Okay, I'm gonna
Upwork.
say something
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah,
All right. So basically, no job requires 9 hours continuously. That's just the truth. You can get a lot of work done in 5 hours, even less. Like right
absolutely.
now, I'm at work, okay, and I'm doing this podcast. Right. I've already done all my tasks. I'm done for the day. We just have to figure out to make your stuff efficient as possible. And you do
Correct.
stuff on the side, right? Because 9 hours a day is a metric they have for dumb people. And I know you guys aren't dumb. You can get this work done faster, and you can work on your own stuff on the side. You can use the majority of your time
Yeah,
at work to be productive towards your own goals, not for someone else, your own
correct.
goals.
If they are dumb, then they will not be thinking about doing something else
Oh
on the
yeah.
sideline, right? If
I
they're
don't think
thinking about
anybody
doing
is
that,
gonna sit through this whole podcast if they're very dumb. I think people that actually looking to progress in life, looking to know the truths, they'll watch this whole thing,
right?
and they'll hopefully glean something out of it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's very powerful points that we have raised today, and it was really nice talk. I didn't even check the
Yeah, it's been a
time,
while,
and
dude. Where the hell have you been? You're always live on YouTube and stuff. You're
man,
never live on this
I
channel.
nah, man, it's not like that. There are
Malik is dead.
no Malak and I would be dead. Malak is kind of, you can say, busy in a lot of useless things, I might say. So I hope you can understand that. So apart from that, but now on this podcast, I'm and up and to God. The thing is, you and I we will be doing at least two podcasts every week. That's for sure. If I don't
Yeah,
do
I
it,
will try
then you
definitely.
can
And there's
find me. You can give me a penalty of like food or anything. By doing that, we can at least sit and have a word again, right? But
mhm.
I'm also thinking about doing live podcast. So I'll also be thinking about that and also working on it. I have few ideas and was talking about this with few people, and I'll also talk about this with you as well. But for sure, from now on, we will be getting at least 2 to 3 podcasts every week, and we will just,
Mhm.
doing that. And also one more thing, just for the people who are watching it, if you want our opinion on any topic or any questions, any concerns, you can also always send me on WhatsApp, or you can also leave it in the comment section, so we can take it from there as well. So Ali, right now I have to, stop this conversation because we're running out of time, and
Oh
it
yeah.
was really nice talking to you, my friend. It was really nice talking to you, and I'm thinking that since we have started missing this kind of discussion, I'm getting a little bit of dumber as well. So I think that I should be thinking about this more,
Too
apart from
much
all the things.
PUBG.
Yeah, man, too much pub. That channel requires a lot of time as well, and I'm not even giving that time which that channel requires. But basically, this channel is. I'm not gonna say I love this channel more than that. I love both of my channels, but I want to make this channel as a voice of people. So that's why I'm saying, if people want to talk about something, they want to give us topics, they want our opinion on few different things, they can freely share that with us. We will take care of that part as well. So once again, Ali, it was really nice talking to you, my friend. So right now, I'm just gonna end the podcast today. Thank you so much, my friend. I'll talk to
All
you
right,
soon.
take care.
And people who are watching us, please like, share, and subscribe our channel. You can leave us your comments. You can contact me through WhatsApp for all the people who have my contact details. And we can take it from there. We're always available for you for your opinions. Thank you so much for listening to us. Do let us know what you think about it. Have a great day.
Nowhere else to go.